you want to be in the band and be successful, you have to be willing to spend the money. And even such small things that build up, like buying new equipment, even if it's leads or strings or stuff. You know, especially if you're a student, you just don't have that money to spare. It's worth it, as I said, but it can be depressing at times. And the fact that you rarely get paid if you're a metal band, it's different. You know, when you're a cover band or someone and you're playing in the pubs playing killer covers or whatever, you know, you expect money then because the pub is making money. But when it's a promoter who has to rent the venue and has to pay, say, whoever the headlining act is, has to get a cut of the door, and then, you know, if you have to rent backline or anything like that, you know, the promoter doesn't have the money to spare, so you rarely get paid. So it's basically you keep pumping any money you have, from whether if you get a grant or if you work or if you get the dole or something, you pump all that in. Try and reap the benefits of it. Every so often you get a big gig that might give you a payday, but I'm not sure about other bands now. But in Twisted Wrath, we never keep any money we make. It just goes straight into the band fund. We don't if we got 20 euros or whatever for petrol, we wouldn't take a fiver each. You know, we just go into the band fund and it all goes towards recording and all that. I mean, over a long space of time, then you'll actually come out with a couple of €100 maybe if you gig regular, which we do. Just the day is here. There is a great metal scene in Ireland, but it's an underground scene. I know when we first started and we were 17, we were thinking, oh, well, all it takes is a good song, you know, to make it. You know, you have this idea of becoming a rock star, and it just doesn't happen. And when it doesn't happen, it's quite depressing. And when you keep thinking that's when you set the bar that high, it can be quite depressing, especially when you're younger. But as you get older and you realise, hey, well, I'm just doing it for the love of it. And if I got a big gig or if I got signed to a label, that'd be great. But if not, sure, I just enjoy going to gigs and playing to people who want to hear the music, and that's great. And I think an awful lot of bands are more like that than trying to break into the mainstream. So I would say the scene is great in Ireland, but not if you're looking to get signed to Roadrunner or Sony or on those, you know. This one's called Forever No. When you play live to people, there's no better experience. It can be a horrible experience. It can also be one of the most horrible experiences of your life if it's a terrible gig and people just don't respond to you or whatever. It can be quite depressing. But when you play a gig and you know everything seems to go well and the crowd respond and all that, there's no better feeling, like, you know. That's why I do it anyway. I'm sure it's why the other guys do it as well. It's not about getting a pat on the back and everyone telling you how great you are, but it's great to see people interested in what you're doing. It makes you feel like, it makes you feel relevant in some way. That's why you're willing to spend the money and you know, take the time, and you know, because it is time consuming. I don't care at the same time, you know, sacrificing stuff for music because it's just such a great passion of mine, like, you know, and I don't think I'd ever stop it. Even if I got older, some people grow out of it, like some people who were in metal bands when they were younger or into metal music grow out of it because I suppose they see it as immature, but I couldn't grow up playing music. Like, I couldn't understand how somebody could, and that's the main reason why I just keep with the band, like, you know. It's just the sheer love of it, like, and no other reason really. It's not like I'm getting any financial gain out of it, like, you know, so it has to be the love of it, surely. We played a festival over in London and we got a great reception, and it was great to see that it wasn't just an Irish crowd that would respond to you, you know. People were willing to, and people would respond to the fact that you were, I don't know, determined enough to spend the money and go outside Ireland and play. And it's only over to London. I mean, like, it's quicker to fly to London as to drive to Dublin, you know. And but people really enjoyed us, and that's what I hope that the band does that more. I hope the band does more of that and records and stuff. You know, it's been 2 years since we recorded anything, and you know, we've been writing new stuff, and that's all good and well. And we've been demoing and, you know, chopping and changing parts and just basically getting the songs as perfect as possible. But, you know, hopefully within the year we'll be back in the studio, and within 10 years hopefully I'll still be playing, you know, playing to maybe a few more people or getting bigger gigs and stuff like that, you know. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes, but I don't see the band ending anytime soon anyway. I don't think it would ever end, to be honest. I don't mean that in a kind of, oh, we'll live forever kind of way. I mean, what would I do with my life if I quit the band, you know? 4 years into it, like, I couldn't see it going anywhere anytime soon.